Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. It's Friday, new HOH on Friday. Our house guests of the day are Nancy Cowden and Joshua Martin. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla. And before we get going, I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that's another great way to support us and our channel. So Mary Ellen L, Susie Loy, Autumn Pond, Ricky Star, Chillin' X Squid, Jefferson Tucker, Alex Paredes, Susie Jill, and Steve Schultz. Thank you all so much for your super chats. There is always money in the banana stand. Woo! Shout out Arrested Development. Okay. So last night, Jag and Blue were up for eviction. Jag was evicted by a unanimous vote of 10-0. Not so fast, though. Matt secretly used the power of invincibility to save Jag. So there was no eviction. Everybody was shocked, including myself. I was not expecting Matt to use that power, or I was not expecting Siri to give him permission to use that power. But she did. And Matt used it. So it was very, very exciting. Jag was shocked as well. It was fun to see his reaction. So basically, they are restarting the week. Cameron's HOH, the damage has been done, right? His two nominees remain in the house with him, but Cameron does get to at least play for the next HOH. And the HOH competition was not shown on last night's episode, right? Because there was just too much going on. So the feeds came back at 10:19 p.m. Big Brother time. And the HOH competition had already been done for a while, like probably at least like an hour and a half or so. So like, what's with the delay? Because of that, it took us a few minutes to figure out who won. We'll get to it in a second. But we're going to start off here with Matt and America chatting in the bathroom. This is very important. Matt was talking about how bad he feels that he called Julia when it was his turn to vote. We did notice that, and we were like, is this like one of those situations where you have like too much spit in your mouth and like you say something weird that you didn't mean to say, like an extra syllable or something? Maybe her name's Julia in another BB universe. Who knows? But he said he hopes that Julie's not mad at him. I mean, Julie's messed up many a name, so she can't be that mad about it. Matt says he was thinking ahead about shout outs that he wanted to do in the diary room and he got nervous. So he said Julia by accident. Let that be a lesson, kids. The less shout outs you do in the diary room, the better. But anyway, yeah. So then Matt and America are discussing the upcoming week, and this is where we find out that Jared won HOH. Oh boy, if this HOH room's a knocking, I messed that up. If this HOH room's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. I'm very tired. Okay, so yeah, you better believe that HOH room is going to be a biohazard by the end of the week. Yeah. Anyway, from other conversations from last night, we're going to come back to Matt and America, but from other conversations that we heard last night, it sounds like this was the knockout competition where you can learn a lot about the dynamics of the house depending on who people choose to face off against each other in the competition. So it turns out nobody really picked Jared to play, so he made it like all the way to the end without being picked. Or I don't know if he got picked at all or if maybe he was picked once. I don't know. But he got into the competition really far without being picked, found himself in the final round. And then it sounds like the other person that he was there with, possibly Izzy, not 100% sure on that, got the question wrong. So Jared basically won HOH by default. Oh, okay. So I think that we should make the unofficial definition for DeLong when you do literally nothing and you become HOH by default. DeLong! All right. So anyway, Jared is the HOH this week. And America says she feels pretty good with Jared. You shouldn't. Because Jared is not a fan of America. But Matt says a lot of people feel good with Jared. I mean, look at how far he made it into the HOH without anyone picking him. So America says she thinks that Red is probably going to be the target this week. She's close. It's going to be Cameron, but Red is going to be in the mix there. And America's asking, have you heard that Red hates me? I feel like everybody's heard by this point, right? He hasn't really kept it a secret. And America, since finding out, has been spreading it everywhere. So Matt says he thinks that America should be okay this week. You don't have to worry. All right. Meanwhile, Siri and Jag are chatting in the scary room. And Jag's like, hey, so what happened with the vote? Keep in mind, Jag thought that he was going to be staying by a vote of 8-2, not leaving by a vote of 10-0. So it was quite a flip from what he thought was going to be happening. And they did not warn him ahead of time that he was going to be going. It was a blindside. So Siri is like, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to keep you. And then Corey and America, they didn't want to keep you. They said no. Damn! Okay, so she's going to blame this all on Corey and America. God. So Jag's like, whoa, they wanted me to go, like, even under the assumption that you guys, meaning Siri, Izzy, Felicia, Mimi, you all wanted to keep me? Because that would mean that they had enough votes to keep him. And Siri's like, yeah, swear to God, they wanted you to go. Oh my God. Absolutely savage move by Siri. But Siri says, yeah, America came to me. She was asking if we should tell you that you were going so that you wouldn't be shocked. And I said, yeah, let's tell him. And this is true. Like, America did go to Jag. I mean, sorry, she wanted to go to Jag and say, like, you're going. And Siri was on board with it. But Siri is twisting this to make it seem like America was the deciding factor here and she wanted Jag to go, when in reality, America wanted to keep Jag, but could not get the votes together to make it happen. And she just wanted to tell him, as a friend, you don't have the votes. So Siri says, we're going to tell you. And then Izzy squashed that so that you wouldn't be upset or sad for your last, hours in the house. Woo! Siri, the bus driver, is throwing Corey, America, and Izzy all under the bus to Jag. Absolutely wild. So, yeah. Again, we saw, and we talked about this yesterday. America was trying to warn Jag the night before that he did not have the votes, that Siri, Izzy, Felicia, Mimi, all them were like lying to him. But he was not believing her at the time. Is he going to believe America or Siri moving forward? Because, they're both going to be like, it was the other one. So, yeah. Anyway, a few minutes later, Jag, Izzy, and Siri are in the comics bedroom. And Jag is curious, what are Red and Cameron going to pitch to me if they're both up on the block? And everybody's laughing, having a great time. I mean, Jag should, right? He's been through it. And now it's a total flip here. Cameron, who put him up on the block last week, and Red, who left him up on the block, they're probably going to be going up, right? And they're going to have to go and try and campaign to Jag. So Siri's like, yeah, that's why you have to watch how you treat people. She says the tide has turned. So then Siri leaves, and Izzy and Jag are talking about what a great day it's been. They recap the week. Cameron stayed in that pressure cooker for 14 hours to win the HOH. His best buddy Red wins the power veto. They evict their target by a vote of 10-0. The week went perfectly for them until the last minute. So then going into this HOH competition, Cameron, Bowie, and Red were the first 3 out. Damn. So everybody just like zeroed in on those 3 and took them out. Izzy and Jag agree this is great TV, and honestly, it is very, very entertaining. But I want to see some more shakeups. Let's keep this going. So yeah, the house guests were waiting for Jared to get his HOH room, and Jag was like, "Who do you think your letter is going to be from?" And mommy, Jared says it could be from his coach or his brother or one of his best friends, and he was saying like he doesn't really expect it to be from his dad because his dad is not the type to watch this show, even when your son is on. Like, really? So he's like, yeah, it'd be crazy though if it was for my dad. And it like kind of made me sad because I think Jared would love to hear from his dad, but the fact that he doesn't think he will, it just made me sad. But also, I felt like it was kind of weird that Jared wouldn't at least mention, maybe it's from my mom. Just not mentioning her at all is like, that's a red flag. But yeah, nobody seemed to pick up on that. And Jag's like, well, what about pictures? Who do you want to see? And Jared says he really just wants to see his dog. He'd be happy with just 3 pictures of his dog. What if he got a picture of Felicia and Denzel Washington? Ah! All right, anyway. Siri and Matt chat in the comics bedroom. And Siri's like, don't worry, your secret is safe with me, that you use the power. And she says Corey is really the only person she's hearing that is saying it could have been Matt who used the power. So Siri tells Matt, don't tell anyone it was you, right? The only people that know right now are me, you, and Jag. Because Matt went and told Jag after the fact, hey, it was me. But anyway, we also saw Siri tell Jared the other day. So she's not sharing that with Jag, but we know that Jared knows because of Siri. So Siri says Cameron already went up to Jared after he won HOH, and he told Jared, look, I wanted the week off. The week off. But if I have to go up as a pawn, I know that the comic room has to go, implying like Red. So Cameron's like kind of offering himself up as a pawn here if Red is the target. Damn! Ready to turn on him like that. So yeah, Siri says Cameron is already throwing Red under the bus. So Siri starts going over the plan for the week. Cameron and Red go up together. Cameron is the target, but they want to make Cameron think that Red is the target. So maybe Cameron won't go quite as hard for the power veto. I feel like he still would. But yeah, she's saying we need to keep Cameron relaxed because we don't need him spiraling right now. We don't need it. All right. So a little later, Jared gets his HOH room. And I believe he got pictures of his brother. I think there were pictures of his brother. He definitely got pictures of his dog. Dog, super cute. Love the dog. You have to know that Siri was also just like loving this, seeing these pictures. And then Jared's about to open his letter and he's like, I have a really peculiar relationship with my father. So I want you guys to know if this letter is from him, I want to read it alone because I told myself that I would never let y'all see me cry. Oh, okay. So it wasn't from his dad. The letter was from his brother. And his brother was like, have fun, show them all the Pooh that we know and love. I don't know if we've ever mentioned this on the spoilers before, but Pooh is one of Jared's nicknames. Is it P-O-O or is it P-O-O-H? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it was a nice, sweet letter. And then Jared was like, I'm glad that I get to share this with everyone. The room will be open between 11 and nah, just kidding. Gotta take it here. He's like, I know my mom's watching, so just kidding, Ma. Not only does Jared have to bang in the house, but he has to let everyone, including his mom, know that he's banging in the house. A few minutes later, he's like, Blue, you can move your bag up here if you need to. So like everyone's screaming, they're like, oh my God. And Jared's like, I'm gonna get in trouble when I go home, so it's all right. Mom, I love you. Okay, I don't know if he's saying he's going to be in trouble with his mom, his person that he has waiting back home, or both. But yeah, like he's got a whole ass person waiting for him at home. And he's getting together with Blue. Anyway, he also says if the door is locked, don't knock. And he's like, just kidding, just kidding. I can't. I don't want this week. I don't want it. I don't want it. This is my version of Izzy being like, your boy won. Jared winning is your boy won. Yeah. Anyway, poor Siri having to deal with this in the house in front of everyone. Anyway, after Jared's HOH room reveal, Jag and Matt are whispering in the scary bedroom. And Jag says, we need to talk later. And he warns Matt, you need to be careful who you say things to, even with Siri. Amen. There's going to be more about that in a bit, but they don't have time to talk about all that right now. So Jag tells Matt, we are 100% for sure. And Jag says, we need to make sure that we don't end up in another situation like this where two of us are on the block together. And I think, like, big picture, he's talking about seven deadly sins, right? They don't want two people from that alliance up. But I think mostly he means, like, we don't want two of Jag, Matt, or Blue up on the block together, right? Because they're, like, kind of a three. But we know that Matt is super loyal to Siri. Siri is, like, his number one. Okay. But also Jag. I don't know. It's a toss-up between Jag and Siri at this point. But anyway, Blue and Jag have a chat in the scary bedroom. And, oh, this is getting exciting. They're putting some pieces together. So Jag asks Blue, what's your take on what happened? Like, what was everybody telling you this week? Who do you trust? So Blue says she respects and understands why everyone told them both the same thing this week, right? Told them both that they're staying, that they have the votes. She's like, I get it. You got to play with the house. You got to do what you got to do. Fine. Also, two members of Seven Deadly Sins were up on the block, so it was hard for them to decide, like, which of us they're going to keep. So she says she still trusts the Seven Deadly Sins. And she says moving forward, they need to really, like, solidify that alliance and make sure it's all evenly mixed, right? Because right now it's kind of like you've got three on one side, three on the other, and then Jared in the middle. We know Jared's really on one side. But yeah, because that alliance, remember, is two sides coming together, right? We've got Jag, Blue, and Matt. And then we have Matt is also kind of on the other side, but the other side, Siri, Felicia, and Izzy, and then Jared, who is supposedly in the middle. So Blue says, outside of that alliance, she's really grown to trust America. They've really been getting closer the last few days, and Blue says, I want to go as far with her as possible. So Jag brings up how that knockout HOH competition, you can learn a lot from that. He says certain people were really chilling during that comp, really didn't get picked to play until the end because those people are good with everyone in the house. He's talking about, like, Felicia, Siri, Jared. So Jag says, we're going to keep being targeted over those people. So Jag is like, what did Corey and America tell you about the vote this week? And Blue brings up how America was trying to warn Jag that the others were lying to him about the vote. And America was telling Blue she was getting mad that people were playing games with Jag, not being honest about what they were going to do. So she feels like America was really trying to look out for him. So Jag's like, well, I'm not sure who I can trust at this point because people were lying to me all week, right? He's hearing all these different things. He's trying to make it all make sense. So later on in this conversation, they do realize, whoa, America's probably being framed for this voting situation. People like Siri, Felicia, Izzy are trying to put the blame on America. Yes, that is correct. But anyway, they also talk about the power structure in the house, and they identify that Siri is running things. Who would have guessed that the person that's been on Survivor like 4 times and who's been really, really good at it is running the house this season? So, yeah, they're like, she's smart. She knows what she's doing. She's played games like this before. Hello, she won the Traitors. Did you guys not watch that? Or at least hear about it? So, Blue says, Siri and Felicia seem to have hands on everyone. All of the whispers always go back to them. So they agree because of that. If Siri was ever on the block, she'd stay against anyone, right? She would have the votes to stay. People want to keep her around. And Blue's like, let's be real. No one would even put Siri up on the block. She wouldn't be in that position. So Jag is like, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, America is probably the only person who would take a shot at Siri. And that is why Siri and her group are gunning so hard for America. Yes, exactly. Because America sees what's going on there. So Jag and Blue agree. They both want to get closer to America, but they're worried that she's going to spill stuff to Corey, and then that's going to get out there, right? Because Corey, he is close to Siri and her group. So they don't need any of that information getting back to them. They acknowledge Corey's got a lot of other stuff going on while he is close to America. America, though, does not. America's got Corey, and then that's pretty much it. Correct. So Blue says, I don't want any of our plans also going from America to Corey to Jared. Because if Jared finds out that I'm doing stuff without him, he's going to be pissed, right? Because Jared's allowed to do whatever he wants, but Blue, mm-mm. So Jag is like, well, do you want to bring Jared in? Is that something that we can do? And Blue's like, no. Blue is nervous about how close Jared is to Siri, Izzy, and Felicia. Now, Blue knows that Siri is Jared's mom, but she's not spilling that secret right now. But she is saying, like, we can't be bringing Jared into this because he's too close to the other side, like DNA close. Anyway, Blue thinks that they should just focus on pulling in America for now, and then they'll go from there. Okay. How did Blue find out? Jared, of course. We talked about that, right? All right. Meanwhile, Matt talks to Jared in the HOH room, and Matt reveals that he had the power of invincibility. I mean, we know that Jared already knew via Siri, but he's got to be like, oh, wow, cool. So Matt's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't tell you about it. I needed to see how the votes were going to go. I needed to make sure that this wasn't going to be a situation where I'm like wasting this power because I only had it for 2 weeks. So, yeah, Matt says, I didn't even tell Jag about the power until after it was all said and done. So only you and Jag know. Okay, so Matt leaves out that Siri also knows about the power, but Jared knows that Siri knows because Siri's the one who told Jared. So there's a lot of like, I am not supposed to know that this person knows, and it's very confusing and twisty. But anyway, Matt says I could have, saved this for next week just in case I was in trouble, but I'm not a selfish player, and I wanted to make sure that we still had our numbers. 7 deadly sins. Okay. So anyway, Jared says he understands and he trusts Matt, and Matt can trust him. Can he? So Jared shares the plan for the week. He says Cameron and Red go up on the block. Cameron is the target, but he wants Cameron to think that he's just a pawn, so he'll be comfortable. Okay, giving him the Heisem treatment. All right, later, America and Corey have a late night chat with Jag in the bathroom. So America says, just so you know, Jag, Siri's squad was never going to keep you. And I'm calling it Siri's squad right now. That's not what she was saying. She was saying like they, but I just don't want it to be confusing. So when I say Siri's squad, she's talking about like Siri, Izzy, Felicia, Mimi, like that group. Okay, so she's telling Jag, like, this was just like Riley's week when Siri was like, oh, we can't get the votes. Like, we want to keep you, but we can't get it. And they kept like stringing her along, never actually intending to keep her. So America says there was nothing that she and Corey could do about this. America genuinely did want to keep Jag, but there are only 2 votes, right? And they couldn't do this without Siri's group. America says, I have no pull or influence with Siri's group. So Corey says that he thinks that Jag is going to become the target again once Cameron and Red are gone. I mean, that's possible, but it might also be Corey once Cameron and Red are out of here. People are not happy with Corey, but Corey does not realize that. Corey says we need to keep playing along with the group for now, right? With Siri's group. Stick with the status quo until it's time to strike. So Jag says, well, Siri's squad is telling me that you guys didn't want to keep me. And my head is going to explode right now because I'm hearing so many different things from so many different people. So America's like, well, who do you believe though? It hurts if you believe them over me. So Jag's like, well, I have to hear everyone out and hear what they have to say. But Jag says it is a clean slate for him. And if he wins HOH next week, he has every right to put up anyone he wants because everybody lied about their vote to him and they voted him out unanimously, right? So he can do whatever he wants. And he says this week is a time for me to reflect and reevaluate everything, figure out who I want to work with moving forward. Okay. So they chat for a little bit longer and then Corey goes to bed and America and Jag chat alone. So America, again, is saying she does not trust Siri's group. She knows that they don't trust her. She can tell And she says she's playing along with them for now, but she's not really working with them. She feels like she's basically on an island at this point. So Jag tells America, I really want to work with you. You know, I think you're great. America brings up, you know, I've tried to work with you before, but if I'm being honest, America says some stuff that she has told Jag has come back to her through Izzy. Ooh. And Jag's like, oh, really? Well, that sucks. He's like, I thought I could trust Izzy. No. America says Izzy has her hand in the honeypot everywhere. That's for sure. So yeah, she caught Jag, right? Ooh. So America says, look, this is how I see the house right now. These are the groups that I'm seeing. And don't be telling Izzy any of this. And Jag's like, no, I'm not gonna tell Izzy. He knows now that he can't trust Izzy with information. So, okay, America says there's a group of 3. We've got Red, Cameron, and Bowie. Okay. We have Siri, Izzy, Felicia, Mimi, and Jared on one side. And then loose in the middle, you know, running around, we've got America, Jag, Matt, Blue, and Corey. Now, I would say that this is mostly accurate, but Matt is definitely leaning more towards the fields, right, with Ceri's group. And Corey, I would say, is also leaning in that direction, but I think Corey is realizing possibly like something's going to need to happen there soon. Well, not soon, but like after jury starts. So Jag agrees with this assessment, and he's like, yeah, I saw how things went down with the vote, obviously, everyone voting me out, but also the knockout competition, the HOH, was a huge eye-opener for him. He sees how this power is structured in the house. So he's telling America, again, I really want to work with you. And America's like, I want to work with you too. But they agree. They feel like they have to play along with the power group for now, but they know what's up. You know, when the time comes, they know what's up and they know that they need to make a move. Okay. So today, this is getting very juicy. Jag and Matt are chatting in the scary bedroom. And this is the conversation that Jag was wanting to have, but they didn't have time the night before. So Jag's like, all right, Matt, me and you, we're 100%, right? And Matt's like, of course. I just saved your ass. Like, we're good. So Jag's like, all right, we cannot trust Siri 100%. She has a lot of other people. The way that you think that she's good with us, she's good with everybody else too. And I believe at the beginning of this conversation, Jag mentioned like, oh, we have the 3. So from things that we see, and we're going to talk about in a little bit, it would appear that there is a 3 forming with Jag, Matt, and Siri. And Jag is already telling Matt, like, no, we cannot trust Siri 100%. She's not on the same level of trust that we are. So Jag is like, all right, the only people that know you had the power are me, you, and then Matt as in, and Siri. So Jag's like, all right, well, yesterday, Jared came to me and was hinting that there was a power that could save both myself and Blue from going. Oh my God, Jared cannot keep his mouth shut. I totally believe that Jared said something like that to Jag. For sure. For sure. So Jag is like, when did you tell Siri that you had the power? And Matt says, 2 days ago. And Jag's like, all right, well, 2 days ago, I walked in on Siri talking with Jared and Mimi, and she immediately asked me if I could give them a second to talk, right? She kicked me out of the room. Now, this conversation that he walked in on was probably not about the power, because I don't think Siri told anyone besides Jared, right? But we did see the conversation on the feeds where Siri spilled to Jared. So, like, we know that that happened. Jag is just, he thinks that that's what he walked in on, but it wasn't. But it did happen. So Jag is telling Matt, trust me, Siri told Jared and her people about the power. You got to be careful what you tell her. So Jared said, not Jared. I'm mistaken my notes. Jag says that Siri is working with a lot of people. Look at what happened in the knockout competition. Siri and Felicia didn't get picked to play right until the end. They are working with everybody. And Siri has a lot of power. And he brings it back to week 2. He says, Siri could have had the votes to keep Riley, but she chose to evict her. Yes, she flipped all the votes so that she could have kept Riley. She changed her mind, and then she was like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened. You know, the votes weren't there because she changed her mind." And also, Jag, I'm sure knows that bringing up Riley is going to pique Matt's interest, right? It's going to sell it to him a little bit more. So Jag says Siri is smart. She knows how to talk to people. You got to watch out. I mean, he's definitely right. But is Matt going to take anything away from this conversation, or is he just going to spill this all to Siri? I don't know yet. We have to see what happens, but it's going to be interesting. So then, just shifting gears a little bit here, Jared is starting his one-on-ones, and let's go through some highlights. Felicia, this was interesting. Felicia was proposing a final 8 to Jared of Jared and 7 women. What? That's a lot. So yeah, it would be Jared, Felicia, Sari, Mimi, Izzy, Blue, America, and Bowie. Honestly, this is Jared's dream, right? I'm sure he thinks he can just like steamroll his way to the end. It was just him and all the women. So Felicia continues on with her game plan. She says it would be the Brown Sugar Babes in the final 4, right? So it's Jared, Felicia, Sari, and Mimi. And then cut Mimi. So it would be Jared, Felicia, and Sari in the final 3. And Jared's like, yeah, I'm on board with all this. Honestly, I think he would be, because he realizes there's a good chance he would make it to the end if it's that final 3. And he's like, yeah, I would love to go to the final 3 with my 2 moms. So Sari's turn. Jared reveals, oh, this is a lot. Jared reveals that his first choice that he wanted for his letter from home would be from his person back home, Kenzie. So Sari's like, yeah, I think the show was probably trying to like do you a favor, help you out by making the letter not be from her, because like that wouldn't be a good look. If he was expecting a letter from her, it doesn't seem like they're like super broken up. That's weird. Ugh. Yeah, well, anyway, Jared lets Sari know that Matt did tell him that he had the power. Jared didn't let Sari know that he's been spilling it to multiple people, but they agree. If Bowie were to win the power veto this week and take Cameron or Red off the block, then America would be the replacement nominee. And I'm guessing if one of the nominees took themselves down and Bowie was eligible, like Bowie would be the replacement nom. But I think maybe it would be a toss-up between Bowie or America at that point, because Jared is like really hating on America. Anyway, Red had his chat with Jared, and Jared lets Red know, hey, Cameron already volunteered basically to go up on the block against you as a pawn. Ooh, ouch. So Jared says this is the 3rd time that Cameron has tried to jump ship on the people that he's closest to, right? He's not trustworthy, and he says, I'm leaning towards putting Cameron up on the block. So Jared says, just so you know, like, people trust you way more than they trust Cameron. So if you're up against him, you should be okay. So Red's like, all right. Earlier in the day, too, Red did mention, like, it's my birthday week. Like, I hope I'm going to have a good week. He should pull a Jasmine and be like, I can't go up on my birthday week, or the week after, or the week before. Anyway, Red does suggest America as a replacement nominee if the power veto is used, because he also hates America. And Jared's like, 1000%, absolutely. All right. Jag, he has his turn, and Jared spills to Jag that Matt had the secret power. This is just getting ridiculous. Now we know, okay, Jag knows already anyway, but he had to be like, oh, really? Okay. So it's confusing to try and keep up with, is this person supposed to know that Matt had it? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. So Jared says he is thinking about picking Jag to play for the power veto if he gets house guest choice, because he knows that Jag is going to go hard for it. And he knows that Jag would leave the nominations the same, because he wants Cameron or Red to go. All right. Cameron's turn. Jared is trying to push that his target this week is Red or America, but he is leaning more towards red. Cameron's not too torn up about red potentially being the target. He does try to move it a little bit onto America instead of red, but he also was like, oh, okay, if that's what you want to do. Like, he's definitely trying to stay up the block here too, because he told Jared, if I win the power of veto, I would do what you want with it. Like, I would come to you first and ask what you want. He doesn't want to go up on the block as a pawn again, right? So he's trying to say, like, if I'm not on the block and I win the veto, you don't have to worry about me using it on red. Do I think that's true? No. I think 100% if Cameron was not on the block and he won the veto, he would save red. But Cameron's like, no, I don't want to go up, which is funny because apparently he told Jared, like, right after the competition that he would be fine going up as a pawn if necessary. So, like, what's going on here? But anyway, in other news, Matt, Jag, and Siri made a three-person alliance. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is fake on Jag's part, right? Again, like, he told America he was just going to be going along with that power structure and, you know, playing their game. But, like, he's not really working with Siri, right? So they're all trying to come up with a name for it. Matt wanted to call it Riley's Promise. No, stop. She's been gone for weeks. Just leave it. You can see her when you get out. It's too much. I don't think they actually landed on a name. But yeah, I mean, it's a fake final three, right? I think Siri is working very closely with Matt. But this three, yeah. So anyway, nominations should be happening tonight, and it should be Cameron and Red going up on the block. If you guys want to check back later, I will post the nominees in the info for the spoiler. And then tomorrow we got that POV. We'll see what happens. So thank you all so much for watching today.
Oh, hi.
Hello. Perfect timing.
Wow, honey, what do you
Bowie.
know? Just look at the chat.
Okay. Good boy, boo boo. Oh, and Lammy. She sauntered in. No, she just sauntered in with Bowie. Okay. Come here, Bubby. I want to thank today's super chatters. Camila Gamba, thank you so much as always. We really appreciate that. Ed M, thank you so much. Ed says, hi, Maddie and Janet. I love you guys so much. Oh, we love you too. Been watching y'all since season 18, and you guys make it so fun. That's so sweet. And thank you for sticking around. Every time you guys say that you've been watching, like, season after season, that really means a lot to us, and we appreciate that. We do just want to have fun. Mary Ellen L, thank you so much as always, and I always look forward to seeing that kitty cat sticker. Wendy Will, keep it up. Thank you so much. Susie Loy, thanks so much. Thumbs up to you as well. That pink hat definitely reminds me of Zach from BB16.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Cheers, babe.
Yeah. Jack D65, thank you so much. And he says, thanks for keeping me up to date again. You're welcome. And thank you for watching. AR Chance 1785, thank you so much. And Arthur asks, do you think Izzy or Blue will spill the Siri Jared relationship on the way out the door if they get voted out? I don't think that Izzy would. I feel like Izzy is freaking loyal as hell to them. I think Izzy is waiting for Thanksgiving invitations after the season. She doesn't want to mess that up. She doesn't want to compromise that. I don't think she would mess with them. Blue, I think it depends what happens with Jared moving forward. If Jared, like, really burns her, maybe she'd mess it up. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see it. But yeah, I feel like Blue would be way more likely to spill the beans on that out of spite than Izzy, right? Izzy is a Fields, unofficially. So that's a good question, though.
Izzy is a favorite child.
Yes, she's trying to be number one in that game of Fields. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you all have a great Friday night. We'll be back tomorrow for more. So until next time, much love. Bye.